Good afternoon. This is Pastor Kevin McNeil here at Bethany Christian Church. Just want to say to everybody, hey, how is everybody doing? I hope you're doing well. That is my prayer for you and your family that all is going well. As we're still moving through this time dealing with the social distancing and things that have come about because of this COVID-19 virus. One of the things I want to do on today as I bring you this weekly update is to first and foremost just say to all of you that you are missed and you are loved and that you are prayed for. I do not get the opportunity to see all of you, but I am praying for you, and please feel free to reach out. Either contact me directly or through the church office. If there are anything that you need, we're here to help you in any and all ways possible. I want to say by way of announcements for our church, just understand this upcoming week, of course, is our Mission Sunday. And so any and all persons who are able to bring in or drop off canned goods if you can't come on Sunday morning for our parking lot service, you want to drop it off. Shirley is here at the church Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And you can drop those things off, here at the church. We want to continue our ability to bless and to keep blessing is dependent upon the gifts that are given. And so we want to thank everyone who has been giving canned goods and non-perishable items. We have been able to bless families. Of course, on last month, we gave out 30 meals for our community table. And on this, not this week, but next week, on a week from today, we will, of course, have our community table for the month of May. And we will be looking to do the same thing. On last month, we gave out box lunches from KFC, but this time we're going to do meals from the Roanoke restaurant, trying to support one of the local businesses here in Roanoke, and at the same time also provide meals for some needy families. In reference to that, also, we want to just continue to ask people to remember, even at any time, if you can't do it this coming week, at any point in time, you want to drop off those things for the food pantry, to please do so, because we are seeing more and more need in the community, and we want to be able to continue to bless people as we can, and so we count on contributions from all of us to help make that happen. Also, along with that, in the life of our church, we of course have our own members of our community that sometimes members of our church that sometimes do need assistance. And so we want to continue to encourage people to give to our love fund, so that our love fund is the fund that we use to bless persons within our church family who may fall on hard times or have some particular need. And so in the coming weeks, if you can, please feel free. Please do make a contribution to the love fund. If you're doing things online, you can just in your comment section of the transaction through PayPal, just put in the love fund, or if you're going to drop it off at the church, whether it's mail it in, whatever, just in your comment sections, put that it's for the love fund, and it will be marked for that fund, and we thank you for that in advance. I know here in the state of Virginia, there are a great many people who are having conversations currently, because this coming Friday on the 15th, the governor is opening some things in the state, and some people have been asking the question about services moving back inside. And so I just want to come out as pastor here and say, now is not the time to rush and to be haphazard. We have taken strategic steps over the last several weeks to make sure that we are doing our due diligence to stay safe, to keep people safe, even when coming to the parking lot services. And we have things in place to do that. And so we are not going to rush back into our sanctuary. We could be the church wherever we are. The church is not the building. The building is just a meeting spot. And so we're not going to rush back into the building. I said to our leadership team on last night that we're going to wait and we're going to make sure that medically it's safe. And so that may mean July or August before we as a congregation actually go back inside the building. And even at that point, there will be some changes that will happen to make sure that when we do come back together in that way, that things are as safe as they possibly can be. One of the things I want to point out, I know that during this time, people always have questions. If you have questions, feel free to contact me here at the church. My email address, pastor@bccroanoke.org. You can reach out, shoot me an email, and I will answer those emails quickly, as quickly as I can to get the information back to you if you have questions, or reach out to the church office and contact Shirley, the secretary, and she will relay information as well. One of the things that we want to do, if you have a need, if there is something that you need, reach out to your shepherds and alert them so that they can coordinate those things that you might need during this time. We are thankful for the fact that so many people have been giving and doing. And I just want to say, for the bottom of my heart as a pastor, I thank you for all those who have stepped up to fill in gaps and to do things. It takes a team effort. I know many times the pastor is the person people see or think about when they think about churches, but it takes a team of persons, and it's a community of faith coming together to get things done. And so all the things that we've been doing in the community, blessing families and helping people, I thank you for your efforts in that. At this time, just want to give a quick update in the life of our region. All of our regional camps for the summer have been canceled, and so there will be no regional camps that will be held at Craig Springs or anywhere else this coming summer. I think everything has been pushed back, and we will have some things that will transpire later in the fall, and that information will be coming out as soon as those things are planned, weather permitting. Also, we want to be mindful that we do have graduates this year for 2020, high school graduates that are getting ready to transition from secondary education into post-secondary education or into life in general, and want to certainly celebrate those individuals. And so what we would like to have happen is if you or you have someone in your house or whomever in your family is a graduating senior from high school or is graduating from college, to please forward a picture and a bio of information to the church. You can email it to me at pastor@bccroanoke.org or to the church office to Shirley at office@bccroanoke.org, so that we can get that information so that we can make sure that we honor those persons for their accomplishments. We will put together a service or celebration for those individuals when we can come back together again. So we're looking at an August date for that as of right now. And so we will make sure that as time comes, we get that information out. We would like to go ahead in the next couple of weeks and get that information, graduation pictures, and a short bio, short blip, so that we can put together a presentation that can go on our Facebook page and our website. Also, we would like to, for all those birthdays and anniversaries and other celebrations that are happening, just want to make sure that we are acknowledging those things. So if someone has a birthday or an anniversary or something that needs to be celebrated, make sure that you send us that information, get it to the church office so that we can celebrate with you. In the life of our church, I just want to say, that we will continue at this point to move and do our services and things via parking lot services and digital mediums. Zoom and Facebook Live and things like that to continue to get information out, continue to put out content for worship. Um, but also this coming June 3rd, it's a Wednesday night from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. We will have a day of prayer, but from on June 3rd, but from 7 p.m. to 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Excuse me. We will have a Zoom room that will be available for people to come together and do corporate prayer, and that'll be an opportunity for people to get on Zoom, to talk about cares or concerns, to pray with each other, to encourage each other, and that information will be coming out, and as well as reminders here over the coming weeks, so that we can all share in this time together as a congregation, but also as a community. It would also be something that we will open to the community for persons that either need prayer or just want to join in corporate prayer with each other. In the life of our church, we would be preparing ourselves for a congregational meeting here in a couple of weeks, but due to the virus and those things, that we will not be able to, of course, do that in the traditional sense. And so for the leadership team, we'll be sending out emails to the congregation for things that we need your input on. And so please be on the lookout for that. I want to make sure that everyone who has who needs to get information gets the information, and who has an opinion gets an opportunity to voice that. We want to make sure that everyone that needs to be represented is represented. One of the things that we're looking at in the coming weeks is going to be here locally in Southwest Virginia, how well we are doing as a community in reference to our numbers for this coronavirus. So as long as the numbers are still going up, we will not hold a in the building and worship. Once there's a plateau and things start to go down, I've been in conversation with our regional minister, as well as the general minister and president and other ministers from around the region and nationally. And it has been determined right now, the directive from our general minister and president and our regional minister has been to wait, to take our time. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to take our time. And so during this time, I encourage you to continue to reach out to each other, to make those points of contact, to contact me if there's anything that you need. I sent out cards to the congregation, so I hope you liked your card and could read my handwriting. It's one of those things. But just wanted everyone to know that you are thought about, you are prayed about, and you are loved. While we come into this time, I think it's difficult sometimes for us to deal with change. And for many people, this represents a new norm. And so one of the things that I want to encourage all of us to do is, no matter what we see, no matter what's going on, to remember just to trust God. Even when we do come together in our sanctuary, we're going to be looking at a new norm. Things won't quite be the same. And so I invite you to start thinking about that now, and not lose heart, not lose hope, not lose faith. I said on Sunday in my message that sometimes we have to learn to encourage ourselves, to be our own cheerleaders. And so I invite you to do that. I am praying for you, but I want you to be praying for you. I am here to encourage you, but I want you also to be encouraging yourself. And pray for me, because as pastor, I need prayer too. I'm not superhuman. I am not beyond the pale of dealing with life's challenges. And so I invite your prayers as well. As we move through this time, we are disconnected physically, but we're still connected spiritually, and we're still family. And so in that vein, we know that just because we are not in the same space, that we can still be in the same place. And so we thank God for that, and that because that place is God's love. We're all still covered under His blood, and all still carried by His power. As we're looking at the coming weeks, we have celebrated Mother's Day, and we have Pentecost Sunday coming up at the end of the month. One of the things I want to invite you to do over the coming weeks is take opportunities to make sure that we're not just enjoying ourselves, but we're actually enjoying the people around us. Because as we get into these rhythms and ruts, for some people, they get to a place where, the cabin fever sets in, and so I encourage people to take opportunities, to take breaks from people, to take breaks from whatever it is you're doing, to be mindful of your own mental and spiritual health, and then remember to laugh, remember to love, remember to enjoy, remember to be at peace. I want you all to know that as we're moving through this time, that as a church body, financially, physically, we're in a great place. We have seen some ups and downs, but God has brought us through it. We're really in a great place. Emotionally, spiritually, God is still there. And the other thing that I also want to say is for those persons who have health concerns, don't be pressured. Don't feel bad. My advice is if you're not sure if it's safe for you, don't push it. We love you. We're praying for you. We care about you, and at whatever point that you feel that things are safe for you, we will be here waiting with arms open wide. Maybe we'll be air hugging because there's that whole touching thing, but just know that we're hugging you in love in the spirit. Pray for each other, enjoy each other, laugh, call people, find a reason. You have reasons. I just want to say that you have reasons. I think that fact kind of gets lost sometimes, that we all have reasons to say thank you. We all have reasons to laugh. We all have reasons to have joy. Even though we're going through what we're going through, we're going to get through it together. Well, this has been Pastor Kevin McNeil, Bethany Christian Church. Just want to say thank you for all that you do. Let you remind you that, once again, that we're praying for you. Also, want to be reminded that as we are moving through this time, to be mindful of the people around you, continue to make contact. And like I said earlier, if there's anything you need, please don't hesitate to call. This has been Pastor Kevin McNeil. Be blessed, and you are loved.